10/12/2021. Let's take 3 because my son came in here and wanted to get some choochies. All right. Horror movie recommendations. If you got Netflix, you want to watch Creep. Creep is about this dude who's a creep. And he hires this videographer to come and videotape him in his day-to-day life because he wants to share it because he's sick and he wants to share it with his son. But then it gets really creepy and he gets into the bathtub and he wants the dude to fill him in the bathtub. And then he puts on this wolf mask and he does this creepy dance. It's basically like The Cable Guy, but way more dark. Like the dude's like, hey buddy. He's like, you're my buddy. You're my friend. I have a lisp. I'm going to kill you. Except this guy doesn't have a lisp. Anyways. If you got Tubi, you want to watch Society. And Society is basically like The Hunt, where the rich elites, right, are murdering, the poor non-elites. Except instead of hunting them down in like a forest somewhere, like in The Hunt, they're like bringing them into a mansion and like absorbing their bodies into their bodies and like sucking them up like goo, and they're all like in this nasty goo orgy where their bodies are connecting to their bodies. And the one guy is like a butt. He's like the butthole is his head, and he's like, hey, what's going on? Welcome to the society. And they're all just gooey and nasty. It's amazing. That's on Tubi. That's Society. If you got HBO Max, you gotta watch the 1960s French film. Whoa, bud. You suggesting 1960s French films all of a sudden? Listen, the 1960s French film Eyes Without a Face, aka in French, Les Yeux Sans Visage, which means the eyes without a face. And this movie's fucked up. Like, people talk about The Exorcist being like this shocking movie, and like Texas Chainsaw Massacre being like this shocking movie, way ahead of its time. Audiences weren't ready for it. Listen, the premise of Les Yeux Sans Visage, Crab taught me how to talk French, is there's this girl and she's got something wrong with her face. So her dad is a doctor and he kidnaps young, beautiful women and cuts their faces off and puts it on his daughter's face. What? What? In 1962, cutting people's faces off and putting them on other people's face? People always talk about French films that they're really extreme, like Irreversible and Martyrs and I don't know, other French films that'll make me puke. But it all started with Les Yeux Sans Visage, the eyes without a face, in 1962, with the guy cutting women's faces off and putting it on her face. And the problem is, he puts the face on her face, but that's not how fucking anything works. So it starts like rotting, and it shows this, like he puts the face on her face and it shows it slowly start rotting, and she wears this creepy mask. It's amazing. Number one movie you need to watch tonight, though, is on Amazon Prime, and that is The Devil's Rock. The Devil's Rock is about these, like, I don't know, couple soldiers from New Zealand going to this island to take out this secret Nazi base while D-Day is going on, and Hitler's like, what is going on D-Day? And he's not paying attention to the fucking island, so they're gonna go and they're gonna do something on the island, but they get to the island, they're like, what the hell is going on? What? They're New Zealand, they're like, what's going on, mate? And they're like, I don't know, mate, what's in the basement? And they go in the basement, there's all this occult shit, there's like blood stuff drawn on the walls, and pentagrams, and gang signs of all, devil gang signs of all sorts painted on the walls, and there's a demon chained to the wall in the basement, right? And he's like, let me out. And then the guy's like, whoa, shoot the demon. And then the demon transforms into his recently deceased wife. And he's like, let me out, honey, I love you. And it's this whole situation where the New Zealand soldiers are trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. And there's a German soldier who's like, you do not know the power of the occult. And they're trying to keep the demon captured, because if the demon gets out, the demon will destroy the whole earth. And not just the Germans, because the Germans accidentally found this demon, but this is a really bad demon that they couldn't control to use. It's a really good movie, all right? It's bloody, it's gory, the demon's really cool looking, the effects are really neat. It's like 4 dudes and a demon. That's basically the whole movie. As far as what I'm watching tonight, god damn, this music got real loud real quick. Listen, as far as I'm watching tonight, it's still Lovecraft week, so I'm watching The Void. That dude, Steven Kostanansky, man, he can make a horror movie, man, and he likes to put little tentacly monsters in the hospital basement. That's what I'm watching. To recap for you, if you got Netflix, you want to watch Creep with the creeper, and he puts on the wolf mask, and he does the creepy dance, and he's like the cable guy without a lisp. If you got Tubi, you got to watch Society, where the rich people start eating the poor people, but they eat them like not with their mouths. They eat them by absorbing their body into their body in a weird, gooey sex orgy situation, and the guy turns into a whole butthole. If you got HBO Max, you want to watch Les Yeux Sans Visage, aka The Eyes Without a Face, about the doctor who's got the pretty daughter, and something happens to the pretty daughter's face, so he's got to cut off women's faces and put them on his daughter's face. In 1962, people. Okay? The most disturbing thing in 1962 in horror was, like, birds. Right? Like, the 50s were all Invasion of the Astro Monster type of crap. Right? Teenagers from Mars and shit. And then 1962, the French people are fucking sitting over there smoking a big-ass, long-ass cigarette, eating a big-ass baguette. Like, let's make a movie about the man who cut this wife's face off and put it on somebody else's face. It's a Russian accent, I don't know why. Anyways, number 1 movie you need to watch tonight is Devil's Rock, about a couple New Zealand soldiers who go to a German base during World War II while Adolf Hitler is distracted by D-Day, and they're going to take out some secret information. They're going to take out this secret base, but it's really got a demon in the basement. The demon turns into the guy's wife, and the whole shit goes sideways, and it's good. Come back tomorrow. Hopefully the music won't be so loud.